We're back. Episode 2. What's up, y'all? Ron Pittman, Jessica. You okay over there?
I'm good. I'm
sure?
good.
You
Just letting you do your thing.
Just let me do my thing.
Yes.
So look, what you think? Episode 2, episode 1. I'll say this. I was a little bit taken aback by the response we had. We're not professionals. We just did something.
Really?
Right? Really. Nah. Just came out here trying but no, the response we got from this was amazing. So I appreciate everybody who took the time to listen, take a look at it. The feedback was amazing. This is fun, man. This is fun. You sure you're all right, Jess?
Yeah.
All right, breathe over there.
I'm
Breathe.
good.
She killed it. Hey, I'm going to say the response we got on Jessica was amazing, too.
Okay.
You're kind of a hit. You're
All
like,
right. Let's not go
you're the
down
Chanel
this.
West Coast.
East Coast.
East Coast. Okay, Chanel
I'm
East
an
Coast.
East Coast
My bad.
girl.
My bad. East Coast, straight out of PA. So, speaking about that, since we're on that, you're from Pennsylvania. I don't think last time we really got to dig into, who you are.
Okay.
Where you're from.
Yeah,
how
I
long
like
you
to
been in
always
this.
redirect to somebody else. I don't like to be in the spotlight.
Guess what? We're going to redirect to you today.
Okay.
All right, we're going to know about you today.
All right. Ask
Get
away.
us caught up. Like, who are you?
What do you want to know?
I want to know where you're from. Why'd you get in this? Why'd you get, real estate?
That goes back a long way. So when I was probably like 8 or 9, I used to bug my dad to take me to open houses.
For real?
Yes.
8 or 9?
I was obsessed with houses.
Wow.
I would design them, and then I would read look at blueprints.
Dang.
Yeah.
8 or 9. I was just playing Tecmo Bowl.
I know. No,
That's it. just
I
wanted to
really
be
liked
Bo
houses.
Jackson.
I knew I had to do something with homes, and then when I went into college, I studied finance, got my real estate license while I was in college.
And that is why she's our business development coordinator.
Yeah. That's a new title.
We just make up titles as we go.
I didn't know I had
I'ma
that
just call you
title.
this. Well, that's what you end up doing. So
No,
gonna ride
I've
with
just
it.
always been obsessed with homes. Thought about doing architecture, did take some architecture classes while I was in college too. I love the design aspect. I just like pretty things. So,
pretty thing.
so I always
like
wanted to go
pretty
look at houses. But my background is actually in finance. So while I was in college, I tried to immerse myself with as much real estate as I could. I worked for an appraiser. I did corporate relocations for a pretty large company in Pennsylvania. And then after college, I figured I'd really use my degree, and I did financial planning for Prudential Financial.
Excuse me.
So I had to get all my securities licenses, and while it was exciting, it was really difficult, it was hard. I was in my early to mid 20s. I just missed having an actual physical product to sell. And so when I moved to Virginia about 15 years ago, I guess that makes me a local now,
I was going to say,
right?
you local now. You here.
That makes me
You been
local?
here. Yeah,
I
I'ma
say
call-
y'all
I'ma-
now.
I'm going to call you. You say, oh, I forgot to say, what's up, y'all? If you don't know, that's how we introduce ourselves over here.
And and my whole family lives here now too.
Yeah.
So we're all Southerners. Well, my dad was born in Georgia, so I'm kind of
Top
like
of the South. Top of the South.
he was born in Savannah. But anyway, yeah. So I came down here and got back into it, and was married, had kids, and took some time to raise them. But
I hear it.
here I am today. So
Yeah, out here
Yeah.
rocking and rolling, kicking it. You just had a stellar month. Man.
it's a pretty good month.
Yeah.
I'm
Thank
not
you.
complaining.
We appreciate it. For real. It's crazy. Based on everything you just said, it's safe to say that Jessica gives us legitimacy. Did I say that right?
I don't think I do.
Legitimacy.
I'm just happy to be here and help build your idea that you've had.
Time
and,
out. There we go with that. My idea.
It
Our ideas.
is.
Well, anyway, she's been here from the ground floor. I can't say thank you enough. And without you, we just keeps it going. She keeps me in check. She keeps me in line.
I should
Otherwise,
have been
I'd
a
be
psychologist
You
because
really
I feel
should.
like that's my part-time job right now.
I think so.
Yes.
Kind of like the mama bear in
Oh,
there.
That makes me sound.
Yeah.
That makes me sound old.
No, it has nothing to do with that. But we got the new interns in, and I love them to death. Shout out to the interns. However, I love y'all.
I just don't know how to deal with like millennials. I don't even think they're millennials. Are they Generation
What do we call them?
Z?
Like
Is it
after
Z?
born in 19, I don't know.
It's Generation Z, I think.
Are they? What are you, Kay? You one of them.
Like y'all can't like just sit still for a while. That's the problem.
Look, I'm 40 years old and I can't sit still
That's
for
true.
a while.
That's
so that ain't never gonna happen. I'm gonna always keep here. But anyway, we growing. Since the last time we were on here. We got another team member. Got the 2 interns.
It's been a little bit.
Generation Z.
Generation Z. That's what it is. Yeah.
What was? We went to X. What happened to Y? Where did Y come? Did we skip Y?
I'm not
We
sure.
just go
I'm
straight
in
to
some
Z?
hybrid generation where like I remember before technology. So are you.
Yeah. I
And then,
remember.
but you also embraced it. So
Yeah,
I do miss like.
when I first
I am
started
happy
on-
we grew up in a time where there was no social media.
Shout outs to the Oregon Trail. Who remembers that? Because I know when I was growing up, I was playing the Oregon Trail
Right? Mm-hmm.
nothing. So does
You
we
could
got
get away with a lot more then. I'd be like,
Yeah.
Mom, let me borrow the car. And
right?
she didn't know where I was.
Right. That's another story
Sorry,
for
Mom.
another day. But
Generation Y are millennial. So it's Gen Y or millennial.
see now y'all done lost me.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
Whatever.
confused
I
now.
still can't relate. I'm like, yeah.
I'm confused.
Well, those are those folks that are buying houses right now. So we
It's
should.
true.
We do love
It's
y'all.
true.
Shout out to the
I'm not saying
millennials.
anything bad.
General-
I'm just saying it's a different world now.
Shout out Generation XYZ. I will say this though, this younger group is way more on it at an earlier age
That's true,
than I was. I mean, you had some people who were on it, but for the most part, a lot of us, when I was 21, I was not thinking about buying houses. Shoot, I was just trying to where the party at, but
Oh.
of course I'm a little bit
Well, that was
different,
you.
so
That's
that
not
was
all.
me.
Don't-
Again, that's why Jessica gives us legitimacy because I just don't know how to act half the time. So again, Elba, if I get off, please red feather me. Don't let me get too crazy. All right. But outside of that, we definitely don't want to have no boring information alerts this time. So just kind of, football.
Football.
Last time we were here,
It
football.
was preseason.
It was preseason, and I was worried because my Niners.
I know, and I threw shade at
Shout
your
out
49ers.
to the Niners. Can you eat that? Can you take them?
I
words
will
back?
take it back. I was just saying that since like 90s, like, you haven't done much since
Time
the
out.
90s.
Don't do me like that. Don't do that to
Listen,
us.
I had a whole class with my daughters on Super Bowls and who has won the most Super Bowls.
Okay,
Like,
who
I have
are
no
you?
right to talk.
You're not like a normal girl. Like,
I like my football.
I
And
think
I want
it's
my
more
kids
than
to be
like
educated.
You're like love.
I
You
do.
brazen these.
We had fun this weekend, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that ODU game.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yo, that was pretty dope.
That was
Shout
fun.
out to Thea Grice with Atlantic Bay Mortgage
Thanks,
Group.
Thea.
Thea, Dan came through.
Got
the
us
whole,
on the field.
Yeah. So
Almost
we was
got
down
tackled.
There. You almost got tackled. I know how to keep my head on a swivel. That's
No,
how you-
I will say, yes, your 49ers are doing all right this season.
Yeah. How the Eagles doing?
We had a rough. Well, let's say our first game, we beat the Redskins. I was there. It was awesome.
Okay, that's like beating the first Colonial Patriots. That don't mean nothing.
Yeah, but everybody loves the Redskins here, so
I guess. You look, they starting to turn though. I seen a whole lot of diehard Redskins fans with a whole new look in their eyes.
yeah,
so.
I know, but I am happy that the Cowboys lost the other night. So
Shout out.
we're 2-2. Cowboys are 3-1, but your Niners are doing better. So
Gotcha.
we'll see. I hope you have a
So,
good year.
Well, we finish out. As long as we start strong, finish strong, I'll be a happy camper.
Okay.
I'll be a real happy
All
camper.
right.
So
I mean, Carson Wentz's ratings are pretty good though after this last game. So
yeah.
yeah.
So switching up the format a little bit, because if
Yeah.
y'all didn't notice, anybody who watched last time, we was all over the place.
I think we still are.
Ah,
We are a
maybe
work
little
in
bit.
progress.
We are working. Look,
Yes.
hey, Jesus know my heart. So
Does
just like
he?
we just gonna keep on going with
All
it.
right.
So switching up the format a little bit, we are actually gonna have some special guests this time. I
Right,
know last time
yeah.
everybody got to meet Elba a little bit. So let me see, who do we got today? We got a special guest.
We do.
We'll get ready to introduce him here shortly. I think Chi-Town's in the building. Our resident rock star Cheyenne Carney. Can't wait to meet her. So let's see. Let's figure it out. guest coming on.
Well, yeah, I think it's about time we
You want to
bring him.
introduce?
No,
want
you
me
go
to
ahead.
do
You're
me?
good. This is your
Are we
like.
gonna try and bring on guests each time? You think, like a different guest?
We are. So that's going to be something. So you guys,
all related to real estate?
nah. We all look. You can
That
only
gets
do so-
boring.
You can only do so much just talking all about real estate before they start to tune out. Like this isn't just. I mean, that's where I started. We were going to do market updates, and
Right.
we realized very quick that was boring. So anyway, we're going to add a bunch of different guests from a bunch of different walks of life.
Right.
Um,
Although I do think we need to talk about some like homes, what's new trends coming up,
Oh, we gonna
design.
do that?
People love that.
Again, that's why you
Yes.
here. You give us legitimacy.
Right.
Did I say it
Yeah,
right?
prices are up 7%.
Yeah. You hear that?
Y'all are.
Sales price.
All
You
right.
hear that, sellers?
Listen. All right, I'm gonna give y'all boring stat alert. It's not that boring, but Elba, what was that again?
So regions median sales prices are up.
Sales prices are up 7%.
Yep.
Hey,
For the
shout
month
outs
of
to the
August,
sellers.
Up 7.14%.
Okay.
All right.
If y'all
That's
need to
good.
buy or sell,
Rising
holla at me.
4% year over year.
Yeah. So look, well, now that we got that out the way, so definitely still seller's market, but you can still get good deals as a buyer, especially, you rock with us. Like I said, we got Chi-Town coming on. I'm sorry, for those who don't know her, Cheyenne.
Cheyenne Carney.
Cheyenne Carney. Thanks, Jess.
She's the best.
Cheyenne, and she's, again, out here killing it. Brand new agent, but definitely in the running for Rookie of the Year. So I think what we're going to do is get ready and bring on our first guest. Actually, I have known this gentleman for a long time. Going back to the high school days.
You
Shout
know
out.
everyone.
I don't. I just been in the
Unofficial
same
mayor
place.
of Virginia
Hardly
Beach
the
right here.
unofficial mayor of Virginia Beach.
Well, I just gave you a title, so take it.
Okay.
All right,
We'll
take it.
we'll-
Right.
maybe. But we actually have somebody who is in local government. Started out at First Colonial. Ended up going to
Tech.
Virginia Tech.
Uh-huh.
Played there for a while. And then my man got drafted by the Green Bay Packers. All right. So we had a nice little, he was with the Packers for a couple years. Going to the Giants and even more than that, my man is now a city councilman. Got elected to city council in 2018. Serving the community. The part I love the most about this gentleman is that he goes, his moniker is almost servant leadership. He
Right.
is our resident servant leader. You guys help me welcome Aaron Rouse to the show. You know what? And I say welcome to the show. I still don't know what the show is called. Did we
We
ever
need a
come up with a
name.
name? I don't
We
think
need
we
a
ever came up
name.
with a name. So,
We're waiting on our subscribers to come up with a name.
hey, so look, if y'all see this on YouTube or Facebook or wherever, comment in the comments and let us know what we should call this. That way we don't just, we're out here the nameless child. What do you say? That show? The show? Nah, that is, somebody already got the show. I think that's situated. But anyway, Aaron, welcome. Shout out my man Aaron Rouse,
Nah,
First
that's
Colonial
a lot.
alum.
That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, Tech, Packers,
Mm-hmm.
Giants. God, I feel like I watched you in a whole lot of places, man. Been watching you
Wow.
for years,
Thank
man.
you for the support. Thank
Born
you.
and bred out here. Well, you weren't born. I think you were born in Norfolk, correct?
Yes.
But
Gotta
he
make
moved
sure-
to the beach, though.
Yes.
Shout out to the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
So look, Aaron, City Council, you doing it big, man. Like
We are.
that's what I said. Servant
Yeah.
leader,
Yeah.
servant leader. So with you coming on as City Council,
Mm-hmm.
what's the vision, man? Where do you want to see the city go? Like, what are we?
Well, I mean, I think the vision is we know what the resources and vast resources we have here, not only in Virginia Beach, but the region. So the vision is really for Virginia Beach to start living up to those expectations, and bringing our city into the 21st century.
Oh,
and,
I love
and,
that.
and being bold,
Yeah.
being bold with our aspirations, whether it's socially and economically, but being more open and more adaptive to the changing environment around us.
I love it, man, because I think I grew up in Virginia Beach. I was born here. I was raised here. I went to school here, and for a long time, I felt like the city, for lack of a better word, kind of got stagnant at points as far as our growth and what we were doing in relation to other parts of the country. With you, you know, playing big time college football and playing professional football, I think it probably took you to other areas of the country and allowed you to see other things and what was going on in other parts. How much does that play into what you kind of see for the city and what you want to do to help us grow in essence?
Well, you know, I think speaking of my football background, I know, you know, from the very onset, a lot of kids, particularly growing up in impoverished communities, you know, I grew up in a single-parent household where we didn't even know we couldn't even afford college. So the main thing my mother would say is graduate from high school. You know, make sure those grades are right. And so a lot of kids think that it was my athletic ability that allowed me to escape those conditions, where in reality it was the education.
Boom.
That set the foundation for me to escape those conditions. And so having that opportunity to go to a great four-year school like Virginia Tech, which allowed me to get on the very first plane I ever been on and go to, you know, a great state like California, who are doing some great and progressive things when it comes to college athletics, as well as traveling around the country and the world. These are the things that education by way of athletic sports has helped me to see the things that these communities and municipalities and states are doing great. And I want to take everything that I learned out there on the road and bring it back home to Virginia Beach and say, hey, you know, we don't have to make the same mistakes these other places made. We can do it right from the very first time. And what that takes is a comprehensive plan and vision and bold leadership to get there.
I love it. You actually just touched on something real quick, and it was something that's been in the news here recently. You said California and what they're doing with college athletics. How do you feel about that? Because let me see, they're now making it, I guess, okay to pay college athletes. Now, of course, you still have to deal with the NCAA. As being somebody who was a part of that whole world and that environment, how do you feel about that?
Well, I think it's important that college athletes, and regardless of college athletes, but any person that's working out here in the world environment, whether in any type of career path that may be, that you are allowed to profit off your own name, off your own likeness. That ability to profit off your own likeness is not taken away from you, and that someone else isn't profiting off of.
There's a whole lot of people getting paid off the backs of our youth right now.
Correct, and so I think again the NCAA has to do I think a deep search within itself to reform some of the rules that it has, because the onset of technology and social media and the way we broadcast games, the way we see games, whether on our mobile devices, in the airport, everywhere you go, taxi cabs. I mean, there's a college game that's on where everybody is profiting except those who are putting in the work. And I think you have to look at also the health factors that are associated with playing professional sports or playing a professional sport like college on the college level, as well as college debt is such a huge issue right now, and it's such a huge topic within the United States. So you have to look at as well, what is the value of a college degree for those college athletes who have more pressure to succeed and to work on the field and then on the basketball courts rather than in the classroom. So I think you got to look at what's the true value of the education that they are receiving. Because I can tell you right now, if you have a all-American star type athlete who 80 million or millions of people are getting ready to view on a Saturday night, or rather on a Thursday night football game, and he says, "Hey, I can't play this week. I have a huge exam coming up." Or I'm not doing so well in this class.
This coach gonna snap.
Right. But that causes the machine not to function properly, and it causes breakdown. So there's more pressure on that player to perform in front of the masses than in the classroom. So I think that's something you have to take into
that is
account as well.
an issue. And you've been there, so you definitely know what it's about. You mentioned that you grew up in Virginia Beach, single mother. You grew up in Friendship Village, right?
I sure did.
Shout out
Sure
to the
did.
Ville, all my peoples from
Yeah.
the Ville.
Shout out to Young's Park too from Norfolk.
Young
So I
Park,
got-
that's right. It's from Young's Park.
I got
So,
shout them out, right.
so with that being said, so when we're talking about Friendship Village and places like Young's Park, we were just remarking how home sales have gone up 7%. So a lot of people are making money. It becomes, the cost of living becomes a little bit more expensive. So in regards to the city of Virginia Beach, what's your take on affordable housing and everyone who may not necessarily be able to afford the 300 and 350 house? Like, what do we do with those people?
Well, again, I think you have to look at affordable housing from a broader aspect. Affordable housing is not just for those millennials who necessarily doesn't have the livable wage, but also for the seniors who, as well as downsizing, who's living off of Social Security benefits and retirement benefits as well. And the fact that livable wages have not kept up pace with the cost of living. So that's important to deal with. And as well as those who are disabled. That's affordable housing is extremely important for our disabled community. So that's extremely important as well. But here we have in the city of Virginia Beach, it's more of a moral responsibility that we have to take, that we have to continuously look at. The key or the understanding is how do we make sure we can build affordable housing that is on par with development. Because what we don't want is to say, hey, we want to redevelop a particular area, but while doing that, we don't want to lose the identity of that area. We don't want to gentrify that area, and so to speak. So I think you have to have jobs in place to where when you go to redevelop an area, that those people who are living in that community can make a livable wage to stay in that community, and that can sustain them living there.
So looking recently, it's been in the news that the city of Norfolk is looking to bring a casino to their area. As far as the beach goes, I mean, are there any things in work? Are there any discussions behind the scenes? I think we just, what is that new building? They have it's on the oceanfront. It's sports complex
Center.
thing.
Sports Center. Yes. So that's coming on par. It should be online in 2021, which is great. Far as the casino going forward for Norfolk, that's great for them if they can get it going. Is
that something you think our city can sustain or would even be looking at?
No,
that.
I don't think that's that's not in our plans for the city of Virginia Beach. Again, I think it's great that one of our sister cities, if they can have a casino, great. Go play those casinos there. They come to the ocean front
I think
and
whole
relax.
region benefits as a whole.
Most definitely. We have to start looking at ways that we all can benefit from different and massive projects going forward. One of the things I'm most particularly interested in is how do we get, there's an issue of the dome site that's on our agenda now. I want to make sure, see how we can get that to build as well, and see how we can revitalize the oceanfront. Primarily, it hasn't changed since I've been a kid here, at all. And so, I
remember the dome,
right? So, what are we looking? What are we doing? And saying we are progressive, but we're always looking for ways to expand the tax base while protecting the environment and the community which lives here.
Yeah. So, kind of riding off that with us progressing as a city, sitting in the water, music festival.
What was that now?
How you say it?
Something in the water.
I'm sorry, sitting in the water. Y'all know. See, tickets are they on sale?
No, they're not on sale right now.
Not right.
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
Yeah, I said sitting in the water.
Yes, yeah, no,
something in the water.
Yeah, sitting in the water, so you're taking a bath or something.
So.
Yeah.
So since we're talking about something in the water, you're actually the, I guess, local government liaison to that whole thing.
I am.
I know last year, shout out to Pharrell for bringing that together, giving the people something to do, because it originally started as College Beach Week, kind of had a negative stigma attached to it. I think that's been turned around. I'll say this. I was at Disney World last year during something in the water, and I wanted to come home. Like I was looking on my phone, and everybody was partying and having a good time. I started looking for flights. I was like, yo, I'm going home.
Yeah,
forget all this.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
So 24th to the 26th in 2020, right?
April. It should be April.
24th.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
just read an article in the newspaper this morning, I believe, talking about how it was such a boon to the city and taxpayers as a whole, as a whole, should I say, with you being that liaison, just how was that whole thing getting city council on board? Because I know you were integral in a lot of it. I really seen you with the social media presence and all that.
Well, I think first of all, I think I want to thank Pharrell Williams as well for bringing a solution to a troubled weekend, a weekend that was pretty much unsanctioned and unstructured. One of the things I realized is that when you give some young people something to do, that helps curb a lot of the deviant behaviors that you saw as well compared to that weekend. But man, being one of the younger members on council, I think it was the fact that our city workers, our city staff, our police chief, everyone basically got behind the idea that this can be great, not only for our city, but for our region.
Definitely.
And so the work, it was round the clock work. It was standing up in front of, almost 1,200 constituents at the convention center and answering all the tough questions, that I was receiving. But again, I'm always going to be the type of guy and leader that's not going to play into your fears. I'm not going to talk about the problems that we have. I want to talk about the solutions we can bring here. I think again, one of the things I wanted to highlight is that we invest in this festival, that the return will be insurmountable. That and we look at some of the things of the economic impact. These are very conservative numbers. One of the things that it didn't take in place was the fact that it did not account for those who didn't have tickets. So we know we only have the numbers from those who actually bought a ticket, but we know there are a lot of people that came down who did not buy a ticket, but still had a great time because of all the free activations. So while these are very still conservative numbers, every municipality in the 7 cities made money. Which is awesome. Which is truly great and really rare for a first year event. And to me, I just take my hat off to our city for all those residents who are so welcoming and open-minded about visitors coming from all around the country, and some from out of the country, who've made it here to make this such a success.
It was crazy, man. For me, growing up here and just seeing the people that came, the acts that we had here. I grew up here, and I would have never thought that I would see Diddy, Busta Rhymes, Jay-Z, Beyonce on our beach. You know what I mean? How crazy was that? I mean, you're just like me. You was here. Was that something you envisioned when we were growing up?
No. I didn't envision it. I didn't envision a festival that spoke to so many different groups. That was so diverse that it was something for everyone to do. And the thing I think I'm most proud of is the fact that it was more than just music.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you look at what we did, the charitable organizations like Achievable Dream, building basketball courts in some of the communities down, impoverished communities down in the ocean front.
Yeah,
the activations. And
that's the stuff nobody even talks about.
Right.
A lot of people aren't even aware of.
Right, aware of. And celebrating the arts at the convention center, having pop-up church. Having Shark Tank, where you have young entrepreneurs get to come and pitch their ideas so they can get funds in that way. I mean, it was truly a festival that was for everyone, young or old, and it's something that our city is looking forward to nurturing and helping make sure that we can sustain it and help it grow, because I really truly believe that we get to define who we are by celebrating our differences.
Yeah. No, I love it, man. I love it. I love everything you're doing. You had mentioned earlier, too, that you were the youngest member on city council right now.
Well, I'm one of the youngest members. I know my other fellow council member, we have Jessica Abbott, is probably a little younger.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, because being here for a long time, I know when I was growing up, and there was a couple times where I moved to city council meetings for whatever reason, and it was definitely an older dynamic.
Yeah.
With that younger dynamic, actually went to school with another one of your colleagues, Michael Berlucci.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
we went to elementary school together here. So to see these people who grew up in the area and moved to that government, leadership role, do you see a more progressive kind of nature, if you will, moving on board on the city council with where we're going as a city?
Yeah, I think so. I think what you see across the country is more younger people getting involved in their civic, doing their civic duty. And I think what we have here in the city of Virginia Beach is the younger people saying, hey, I want more of a say-so of what goes on in our community. And the ways that we can be better and progressive, they know these things because of the access to technology, the way they have seen the world progress. And I think they understand we don't want to get left behind. What I understand of being on council with some of seniors that are on council is the fact of the matter is that we have the energy that's in the young millennial crowd and the generation that comes after it, but they also have the older some of my older colleagues have the wisdom, to help guide us.
I think that combination is
right, it's
perfect.
a balance,
Yeah.
so we don't have to make the same mistakes. What I like for our public and everyone to do is to have more of an open mind. I think, and have more of a conversation. I think we need more tolerance for each other's perspectives, and that nothing is pretty much set in stone because any one person says so. This is a collective agreement and a collective social contract that makes city government work.
Yeah.
And we'll make any government work.
Get out and vote.
Yes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Get out and vote.
Definitely.
It's extremely important.
I know we got a couple seats on city councilor up for, I don't know how you say it. What do you say? Up for?
Yep. Yes.
I don't know.
2 seats up
they
for
up, I don't know.
voting this year.
But yeah, definitely, no matter where you are, be a part of the process.
Yes. Be a part of the process. That's important. No longer can you wait to stand on the sideline. There's a sense of urgency that has to happen because there's too much at stake and there's too much importance for the future of our city. And one of the things, I know you didn't ask me this, that I'm proud about is the fact that we are all looking for a new city manager. So the fact that you get to have say so and who that person will be and help them realize or bring your dreams, your ideas, your concerns for our city going forward. You get to say, hey, you get an actual say so in that process, what helps us move forward, helps Virginia Beach move forward.
Awesome. I love it, man. Aaron, I love what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you.
I was a supporter. I had a flag in my yard.
I appreciate that.
Did.
Thank you.
Yup,
Thank you. Thank you to everybody who's supported.
And I'm going to get some more.
Thank you for everybody.
Yeah,
who
man.
supported,
But, hey, keep doing what you're doing, man. We're so proud, and thank you for, coming on and just keeping us abreast of everything going. I love what you're doing on the social media. We do a whole lot with our social media. So to see that and to see people embracing these new platforms, it's awesome. I'm excited about where we're headed as a city, and
thank you so much.
I'm gonna just continue to do our part and whatever we can do to help get the message across.
Thank you.
We down, man.
Thank you for your support. Thank you for having me here. And the last thing I say, this is a total team effort. I mean, I'm only as successful as you allow me to be.
Absolutely.
And so it's your ideas, it's your voice that gives me the strength and energy to lead. So I need you all. This is a relationship. So
let's go, y'all. Let's get it, man. If that don't get you pumped up, man, I feel like I was in the tech locker room right now. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Cue the Inner Sandman music, please. No?
Yeah.
Did I miss? Okay, never mind. Hey guys, I promise you, we'll work better on our production. We getting there. But Aaron, again, thanks again for stopping by, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So,
thank you for having me.
Aaron Rouse, everybody, local city councilman here, Virginia Beach. We got 3-4 years left of you on city council.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's going to be more than that, but right now that's where we at. So let's just keep working. Let's keep building.
Most definitely.
And let's get it, y'all. So everybody, Aaron Rouse, thanks so much, Aaron.
Oh, thank you.
Boom. Now, from one rock star to another, we got Miss Cheyenne Carney. Oh, Bubble Giggles herself. Thanks, Aaron. What's up, Giggles? How are you?
I'm good.
I'm good. You're just always so spunky.
Oh, he's saying all of his goodbye.
He is. The Eagles, you ain't missed nothing. Cool. Cheyenne, Chi-Town. What it do, Miss Lady?
Whew. It's been a whirlwind.
I see. You've had quite the adventure here over the last
6 months.
6 months. Shoot, before
I just
that,
passed my 6 months being a licensed
agent.
Yeah.
And I mean, you came out, you hit the ground running.
That's the plan.
How's it? How is it all? Like, how are you dealing with it all?
So far, so good. I think it's just constantly keeping yourself in check and making sure that you're always out there, you're always grinding, and you're out there trying to make a change. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I feel like I'm doing that. And
You are.
yeah,
You definitely.
that's
And you
where
got
I'm
look
at.
outside of real estate. You got a whole lot going on. All right, I'm gonna try it. FRG, FMG,
FRG.
FRG. Is that right? FRG president.
It's such like a military stereotype, I guess you could call it. Just trying to be involved because my husband's military. Yeah, just
Family
trying
readiness
to
group. Sorry,
make
y'all.
sure that I stay busy, especially while he's gone. I don't like to just sit at home and wait for him to walk through the door. Like, I like being busy. I need to constantly be doing something.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, if I can make a difference outside, then we can definitely, I mean, it's nuts having
Yeah.
a husband gone all the time, but real estate keeps me busy. You guys keep me busy.
Yeah,
And you guys keep me sane for sure.
I love it, man. We're so glad that to have you come on board, you know, and decide to rock with us. And like I said, like Aaron just said not too long ago, it does take a team effort.
Yeah.
Let me see, you were what, second one on the team?
Mm-hmm.
Second one on the team, fresh out of real estate school.
Yeah.
And we just continue to grow together, man. So where do you see yourself in real estate in like 2 to 3 years?
I definitely want to have a few people under my wing as well, you
Mhm.
know, whether it be helping them with listings or working with buyers or whatever it could be, you know, helping them reach their goals as well. I mean, in my old department here with First Class, a few of them are now taking their exams and moving
Mhm.
forward because they saw me do it, and now they want to do what I did. So it's really
And what
nice
were
to
you
see
doing
that
before?
transition. I was an ISA.
What is that?
Inside sales.
Oh, okay.
So I was kind of the person behind the scenes
Gotcha.
beforehand, but then I was like, you know what? I want to take my own jump at it. And
Yeah.
then that's when I got licensed.
Well,
so.
you took the leap. Like I tell people all the time, man, sometimes you just got to leap, you know, and see where life takes you. And right now, your journey is
It's
pretty
going
amazing.
good.
Your journey is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be a part of it.
Me
so,
too. I love it.
We just keep rocking. So we just going to keep doing and building and growing together. Man, where we at time-wise? Ooh, man,
we're quick.
this is just like, we start to have fun with this, man. This is fun. We're enjoying it. But anyway, we're going to get ready to get out of here. Wrapping up episode 2.
There
We
you
got
go.
Cheyenne. Man, we got so much just coming down the pipeline for you guys. Again, give us your feedback. We love it. We took the feedback last time, and we just want to continue to make this better, grow, and keep adding value to you guys. So,
Cheyenne, you got a name for us? A name for the
Oh.
yeah, what's your idea?
I don't know. I've never really thought about that.
See?
I just it's always been just,
Does it
The
even matter,
podcast.
right? It's the
you
the
know, like it's
podcast.
the podcast.
The podcast.
The Coastal Podcast. I mean, I think it should be something that has to do with us.
CCG.
CCG.
There you go.
Oh,
You're welcome.
every time she come around, every time I talk to her, I get another great idea. Well, I don't get another great idea, but she has great ideas, and we just implement them. So we're going to keep going. Well, let's get your feedback, see what's going on, y'all. Let us know. Holla at us. And at the end of the day, it's like we say all the time, what can we do for you? So give us a shout, and we'll see y'all next month.
Sounds like a plan.
Sweet.